Hey, it's Terry N6TLU. Scott and I just got back from the Kalamazoo swap meet, and he picked up this cool amplifier. So this is made by P&H Electronics out of where in Indiana?
Lafayette.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, Lafayette, Indiana. This emblem really looks like Central Electronics to me, but this is a model number LA-400. It runs 1625 output tubes, okay? And it's really in great shape. It's got a roller inductor here for the band. We have no idea if it operates yet. The guy that sold it to us warned us a couple times about biasing on it. So there's something going on the input. We'll do a little investigation. You've ordered a manual for it, right?
Yeah, it was just a copy, but it's something.
Yeah, but it's in beautiful condition. I'm going to get the camera. We'll pan the front, show them inside. There's actually a tube that's missing. And we'll go to the rear, and then we're going to take my ohm meter, check the power cable, and see if the transformers are alive. Let's go. Okay, we'll do a sweep of the amplifier. So here is the front panel. It's actually in gorgeous condition, man. And check out this roller inductor deal. So the roller inductor window, it's got this little wiper, I guess you can call it. And as you go into, in this case, a 40 meter band, you'll see that's your indicator. And that is operating the roller inductor inside. So you can see that. Chassis is in great shape. We are missing a tube. I'm really not concerned about that right now. Here's a high voltage transformer going to the rectum fires. All right, yeah. You got your plate tuning cap. It's actually in great shape. All right, and there's your meteroid. Now the meter really looks kind of like globe to me. So I wonder, you know, if a bunch of guys, got together, or maybe these guys got a hold of parts, you know, and came up with their own gadget. Here's the back. Looks like there used to be some type of a maintenance sticker on the back. You can see it says Indiana. So you got your input there, output, fuse there, which is labeled as bias. Oh no, the bias is for this terminal board. That's right.
Terminal board. There's a jumper that's in there.
Yep. So there's a fuse, and then we got this old crusty wire here. Let's go into the relay, and we got our 110 volt input on the cord. So what I want to do next is make sure that the power transformer is there. We'll make sure that we see some continuity. We'll put in a tube and then attempt to power up. Alright, so what we're going to do real quick is buzz out the AC power cord, if I can get my meter to cooperate. So we're going to go across the primary. Yes, my meter is working. Okay. So flip on that power switch up front. And I got nothing.
Wiggle it around.
Yeah. Try that plate switch. Nothing. Alright, so we either have an open power cord. Maybe that fuse isn't seating properly. Worst case scenario, the primary of the power transformer is open, but we want to see inside anyway, because this has that giant oil-filled filter cap.
So it's this.
Yeah. And you know, if that thing's leaking inside, we're gonna have to take care of that before we go any further.
See it on the bottom.
Yeah. So let's go ahead, pop it apart. All right. So we've taken out the two rear screws, and this thing's loose. I'll tell you what. Why don't you pull it, and I'll feed those cords in. Yeah.
Push it back. It's kind of super heavy.
Alright, cords are good. Should be able to get her out of there. Just watch your fingers. Okay. Go. There she goes. Alright. Alright, so let's take cardboard over there. At least it doesn't smell like an electrical fire. Go and roll it up on there.
Roll it on the side.
Yep.
I want the,
Yeah, you're right. There
you
is a
want these?
screw there. Yeah, you should be okay.
Look at that, extra screws.
Yeah. Not a whole lot going on down there, is
You
there?
want on the transform side or whatever?
Yeah, well, let's pull it this way so it doesn't fall off, and then I'll get the meter and do some quick checks. Okay. Let's leave that there.
Stick this under here. Yeah. It's getting a little wobbly in this case. I can prop this up a little better.
Okay, just watch those tubes.
Yeah. There we go.
Alright. So, look at there, you got a massive diode string there. Pretty interesting. Well, let's just check across the fuse holder real quick.
Doesn't look. I don't know, my head right in the shot.
No, you're good.
Doesn't look cobbled up.
Look at there.
What's that?
Mr. Fusey is not making connection. Remember, it felt kind of odd?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that this fuse is not the right fuse. See how long that is?
Yeah.
It's got to go way back there, man. So
Is it shoved into there too much?
it's, and you know, that might be part of it.
A little spring in there, isn't it?
It's kind of odd. We'll try it again. But it shouldn't be that loose. You should see that back there. See how
Yeah.
it moved out, but then it fell back in?
Yeah.
We're going to have to put something in there to keep that fuse in position.
Okay.
And then we'll recheck the AC line. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, neat.
There it is. So if you turn on your plate switch, you should also see a change in resistance.
Yep.
That's the other primary.
Well,
Okay.
good sign.
So both the transformers are good, but we've got a slightly flaky fuse holder. So I would say before we attempt power up, because this thing is not maintaining the fuse properly, we should just swap that out.
Change it out.
Yeah.
Rule it out of the equation.
But let me get the camera inside and we'll sweep the insides. But yeah, it looks really good.
And it says a bunch of things.
So, you know, maybe the other guy didn't realize that fuse was retracting, thought it had a bad transformer. That's why he sold it to you so cheap. That's the beauty of a Hamfest, man.
I
You can
know.
keep it right there. I'm going to pull this camera. Okay, guys, let's take a look inside of the LA-400. What is this guy? Loading? Okay, it's loading. Yep.
Loading, yeah.
Yep.
Tuning's above it.
So you got your rectifiers up here, and then you got this string of diodes, which is odd. We'll have to check that out, but that may be going to that bias circuit, possibly. I'm not sure. This is where the four 1625s plug in. Porcelain sockets. I mean, this thing's really built, man. This thing's nice. I bet you that if we get this fuse holder under control, pop in a tube, we can light her up. You want to light it up? Yeah. Alright, we're going to do an initial power up. I did not put in the other 1625, it doesn't matter. We're just looking to see if the filaments come up. We're not going to turn on the high voltage. But I got a variac here. Power switch, go ahead and flip on filament. Yep, first switch, yep. Okay. Alright. So I'm in amperage mode. So you're seeing the current. It's coming up, that's a good sign. So I'm going to bring it up to like, there's 50 volts applied.
We're going to see any glow in here, if anything?
Well, hopefully we see these tubes lighten up.
Just not the high voltage side.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. Okay, I'm going to bring it up a little more. I wouldn't be touching that.
I was going to separate it and keep away from the metal.
Yeah.
It's
alright. Yeah, put it on the wood
table here.
There you go. Yeah, because who knows what's on there.
Yeah.
It's probably some kind of a negative bias. Well, we're pulling current, but I'm not seeing... Oh, yeah. That one's lighting up.
Yeah.
I can see it lighting up. Good deal. Alright. So the amplifier is powering up. Next step is to get some good 1625s. We're also going to change out this big filter cap, which is 8 microfarad at 1000 volts, because that's an oil-filled cap, and the way it's in there, if it started leaking, it's going to make a big mess. So this thing will have to be recapped, new tubes, before we go any further. Alright, so Scott and I went in the basement. We found some 1625s, but here's the weird thing. Did you see the problem?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so guys, this is odd. Here is a 1625 tube, okay? This tube has 6 pins on the base, right? So the 2 large ones are filament and the rest of them do whatever they do. Here is another 1625. This is one of the ones we pulled from the basement. But take a look. It's got an extra pin, man.
Yeah.
These got 7. And yours out of this thing has 6. But yet they both say 1625. So the tubes that we pulled from the basement are going to do you no good. You got to find these oddballs, man. This could be quite the adventure. I've never seen this happen. Usually a tube is a tube and the bases line up and all that. But we got something else going on here. Well, it looks like you got a little challenge on your hands.
Right.
You're going to have to locate 6-pin 1625 tubes. Worst case scenario, we could change out those tube bases and put in 7-pin sockets so it could support these because they're available. And then this scabby wire here we found out is actually tagged off the plate switch, so he was probably like keying a Dow key relay with it. So we're in no position at this point to try to run this amplifier. So once Scott gets all those parts, and I'm sure that'll be just like that, we'll do a follow-up video. Right?
Right.
I always promise follow-ups, man.
Yeah.
See if we can make it happen. Hope you enjoyed it.